My name is Riley. I enjoy reading. I enjoy listening to music. I like doing puzzles. I enjoy writing. I really like animals. I'm a student. I'm a sister. I study psychology and family child studies. I'm a student counselor at my university, and I work as a direct support worker for disabled adults. I have harmed myself in the past, mostly during very early years of my adolescence. There seem to be a couple of key stressors which influenced my decision to engage in acts of self-harm. For instance, I can recall seeing others use this as a coping mechanism, and they would show me the harm they had done to themselves. I had a lot going on at the time, which felt very beyond my control. Therefore, it kind of became a way to feel like I was gaining control and coping with the emotions and hardships that I was dealing with. I did continue to use it as a means of emotional regulation in my later years. I could not explain how it worked exactly, but it would release a lot of the emotions I didn't want to feel. Unfortunately, people probably wouldn't use it that much if it didn't do something in response. It did seem to work for me. So I found one thing that worked and I stuck with it. I think in the long run, my recovery really began once I started to accommodate my needs. I had to figure out what I needed on a daily basis and what is suited for me. And once I did figure out how to cope with feeling overwhelmed or burnt out, eventually the urges just weren't as common because I wasn't overwhelmed as often. So mostly my recovery was just intertwined with learning how to take care of myself and preventing situations where I feel like I had limited options for coping. Recovery can look very different for everyone. Recovery isn't linear. It could be hard to see how long and drawn out a recovery process can look like when some days make you feel like you're not improving. Recovery is a day-by-day process, and if you think of it as a day-to-day thing, it's a lot easier to manage. Like, I can do this tomorrow. It's gonna be better than I did yesterday. And that makes it a lot easier for me to see the recovery and see myself being able to move past the hard days. I think recovery also requires you to be very person-centered in how you find ways to take care of yourself, as what works for you may not work for others, and what works for others may not work for you. It's very important not to compare ourselves to how other people are improving, because everyone has their own journey with it, as cheesy as that sounds. I also think that if you have needs that others may call rude or selfish, but it is necessary for your well-being, I would encourage you to be more selfish. And I think that was a lesson that was really important in my own journey toward recovery. And lastly, given my own experience of self-harm, I definitely would hope that anyone who's currently struggling is able to choose to seek help. I think the isolation really is the aspect that hinders recovery more than anything else. And I know that is a lot easier said than done, but I do hope everyone can reach out to someone and find a resource to seek out the support they need. I think that can really be life-changing. And if you are supporting someone else, I hope you can be patient and kind.